So typical stereotypes for a veteran.
All veterans are old men.
Somebody who'd been in World War II.
Who like to sit around the pub and gossip at old times.
Broken sort of person.
All veterans are angry.
All veterans are brave.
All veterans struggle with employment.
All veterans can only follow orders.
We're all flag wavers who joined up to serve some unknown cause.
Are homeless.
Got PTSD.
Vulnerable.
All veterans are mad, bad and sad. How far do you want me to go?
I think the biggest misconception is that we are all cut from the same cloth.
I think we're just normal people. I chose not to share anything about my military life, and I think it started off with an interview that I had, and I was actually going for a position at the local hospital to be a nursing auxiliary. I heard them get to my name, and then they said, oh yes, and we've got our fitness instructor that's been in the army. What is she going to do? March the patients around the ward.
We spoke to a company and the lady across the table said, are they all mental? And she immediately blushed and apologised. She said that came out wrong. And she rephrased it, but I knew what she meant. And you know, I felt for her because she was trying to engage with the forces community, which she'd only seen on TV.
Coming to other things like the industry that I'm in now, which is aged care, it's a case of, well, it's a perception of, well, how did you end up doing that? It doesn't seem to fit for, you know, your background. What made you do this?
The fact that I'd been a serving officer was a shock to people. The fact that we have women doing multiple roles, in fact every role in some of the services is open to women. Just the stereotype in society that they couldn't possibly be mine, I couldn't possibly have earned them, they must all be free ones. I had to physically tell them that these were my medals, and then I got a very sort of cursory, oh, isn't that lovely?
It kind of hit me quite hard. That was kind of a very much in your face kind of, is that how people see me? And it's like, that's not how I see myself.
To me, the biggest stereotype in society about veterans is that we are one homogenous group, that we all think the same way, do the same things, share the same values, and it's just not true.
My biggest challenge was understanding cities. To be honest, everything was very, very, I won't say laid back, it just didn't have that drive. And I found that frustrating.
The natural presumption is that anybody that looks like me, that they know is a veteran, that it must have happened in conflict, or any injury that you have must have happened in conflict in some way. And as a result of that, you must have PTSD as well. I almost feel that people see me as, you know, as that sort of a letdown. It's very hard to explain.
Like the vast majority of people who have served in the military leave, and they go on and they have great jobs and they have wonderful lives, but there's a smaller section who need support in some way.
The stereotype of the veteran on social media is true. I find them to be misogynistic, racist in varying degrees.
And what you tend to find is a minority part of a certain type of group will speak up on behalf of the group, and it's not the group's views, it's not the group's opinions or their stance on a certain political issue. But social media amplifies those voices.
So I don't think veterans are culturally different. I think they have been exposed to different things. I think environmentally, we've been exposed to vulnerable people, vulnerable countries. We've taken responsibility at a much younger age.
I don't want to perceive myself as a victim, but every time I receive a brown envelope from the Ministry of Defence and Veterans UK, my heart sinks because I'm kind of like, what is going to be the container? Is this going to be another disappointment about this air of support?
I think back to when my wife was watching Grey's Anatomy, and there's one veteran on there, and you know, the most complex PTSD I've ever seen ever on this planet. But that's you know, perpetuated across, you know, all Hollywood.
Some service charities, they are potentially perpetuating this stereotype that veterans need support, that they have problems that need fixing.
What people don't understand is that we don't join the services to go and kill people. We go to join the services to help people.
Well, not all the same. I'm a socialist. I believe in immigration because it's the right thing to do. When people are fleeing wars, they want to be welcomed. They don't want to be put in prison camps. And if that was me, and I was sitting in a place in Aleppo in Syria, being bombed, with my wife and child, I wouldn't have any hesitation about making my way to somewhere safe. I felt it was almost a duty to let people know that their voice is not my voice.
I feel embarrassed about the harm that the military causes around the world. I feel embarrassed about the military not having to report its carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions data to the public. I feel embarrassed about veterans having an exalted status in many scenarios, and where your average veteran isn't worthy of that exalted status and wouldn't want it.
Being a veteran and part of the veteran community, I'm incredibly proud of my military service and to be a veteran of the armed forces. But there's something about the word and the sort of the mystery around it that I want to help people to uncover. I don't think I'll ever be a civilian. I'll always be a veteran or a retired military officer.